What's going on, everyone? So today we're gonna look at Shiba Inu SHIB SHIB cryptocurrency today. So I've already made a video before just sharing my own thoughts on it regarding the technology and problems that they're trying to work on. And I'm sure you can watch that video if you want to check that out on my channel. But this video is more just giving my general thoughts on it because recently I've noticed a lot more people have been talking about it. The market cap and the volume of it has actually increased significantly. And I feel like I wanted to share my own thoughts on this because I see a lot of people who are new to the game that they just pretty much YOLO, they FOMO in and not really understand what they're even getting themselves into. But if they actually understand it, then it makes more sense depending on their situation, right? And also remember, this video is for entertainment purposes only. This is not financial advice. Be sure to do research before making any investments, especially into these meme cryptocurrencies that are super speculative and super risky. And look at this right now. Let's look at the stats. Somehow, I mean, I don't know exactly the rank it was back when I made my other video, but it's now currently on rank number 18. A top 20 coin out of nowhere. Market cap 13 bill. The volume is something that's really interesting I noticed. And I'm sure most people, if they're like from the States at least, they don't really notice the, like where's this volume coming from. But I'll share with you guys that in just a second. But at least it's up. It's 12.8 bill. And I think it was higher for the past week when it was hyped up, but just looking at a chart, anyone who's seen cryptocurrencies or just noticed that these charts are super risky, super dangerous, right? I've seen posts on social media, which I've seen increase actually, of people saying they put like a couple $100 in, they made like 6 figures, some ridiculous ROI, you know. And yeah, people who got in literally like in these points have made those ridiculous ROIs. But the rest of the people who are getting in here, it's either you're going to end up holding a bag, or you're going to make a micro gain, or potentially lose everything that you put in, okay? Because at this point, the risk level at these areas, it's like there's really nothing saving you from it just continuing to drop once people decide to sell off, right? And in terms of this compared to like Dogecoin has been out for multiple years. It also has Elon Musk creating stuff about Dogecoin now, which you guys want to check out other videos. I have stuff about Doge, but basically here, at least this is a fairly new cryptocurrency. I mean, you can even see coin market cap. It only shows data up to pretty much a few months ago, whereas basically zero. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it finally gets, you know, some volume traded. But in general, my overall thoughts, like, what do I think about this? Because if anyone says like technology and problem solving, there's really not much I can comment on that. But in regards to the space, and what I've noticed as a trend is a lot of people want to, or a lot of, at least in America, a lot of people are getting a lot of money now from stimulus checks, governments, and they just don't know what to do with their money. And some are making a lot of profits on other cryptocurrencies, other stocks, and they want to basically shift their money into something else. And these are some of these things, basically the meme tokens I've seen that a lot of people are trying to shift their money in. And then guess what? Some people make a lot of money, which causes more people to FOMO, get into it, and then that causes the price to increase. And then it just repeats the cycle until pretty much the market reverses and goes bearish, right? So currently right now we're in a bull market. So almost everything will go up depending on if it has enough marketing and enough people are talking about it, right? The big problem that people don't understand is that whatever comes up really quickly will also fall down very quickly as well. So I'm not saying that Shiba could continue to fall down or drop. What I'm saying is that if it were to take a big drop, that it could fall fairly quickly and people could lose a lot. But in general, let's just look at the data. Like, where is this volume coming from, right? So first off, this is something I'd say you definitely want to keep an eye on, is that the top 50% plus of the volume is from Chinese exchanges. So basically over in Asia, they're dominating SHIB, Shiba Inu, right? Now, obviously, this is probably popular in terms of like the dog over there compared to like English-speaking countries. But in general, just keep an eye on that, because unless you're over there, you have connections that know exactly what's like social media hype, what's the news over there, what are they doing, then you're basically playing a game. Because if this volume were to significantly decrease or something happens, then guess what? You might end up holding the bag at that point. But this is something I want to show you guys in case you weren't aware, is like where did this crazy volume come from anyways. And you can see the top exchanges with 3 bill, basically 6 bill plus total volume are just from Binance and Huobi exchanges right there. So that's something to definitely keep an eye on. Now, people are talking about like how they have a white paper and stuff, because when I first made my video, they didn't have a white paper. And I mean, I looked through it again. It doesn't really change my thoughts regarding its like technology or its problems. again, this is literally designed as a it's like a meme coin, guys, right? So you can see here, it literally says it's nicknamed the Dogecoin killer, right? So for anybody who creates a cryptocurrency or token where they say it's a Dogecoin killer, that means it wasn't designed to solve, some crazy problem. It was literally just created for them to create that. Now, you already probably know the fun facts about this. If not, feel free to read through these things. But the way I'm looking at this is basically equivalent to like going to the casino, right? Or playing or betting on something, right? Whether it's like a sports game or something. Because at this point, a lot of people, they've made a lot of money. But then there's also a lot of people who've lost a lot of money. You just probably don't see them on social media. And looking at just the charts, in terms of like a risk reward, putting something in at these high points, I mean, anybody can look at this and just assume, if people who've traded before just looked at charts, they know that like they would never mess with this kind of stuff because it's just way, way, way too risky to put stuff in here, expecting it to basically, a 10x, 20x on top of what it's already done. The volume of this would literally have to increase by multi-billions for that to happen, right? Which it could potentially, like there's nothing stopping that from happening. But in terms of the current bull for this one, I think the people who got in like pretty much around these areas have gotten the greatest ROI probably they ever had. But the ones in these areas, which it seems like a lot of people are looking at it now, thinking it's going to 10, 20x, 30x from there, it's probably very slow or very slim for that to happen now. Now, just in general, I mean, like even if you look at the charts for like Binance, like look at this chart, guys, right? It doesn't even make sense. It's so new, obviously, but just this chart, there's not enough data, and this is Binance's exchange, right? So it's like, in terms of the like potential gains, it could, maybe potentially slightly increase a few percentage, give or take, and you may make some micro gains, right? But for the people who think it's like, continuing to be the next Doge, and also some people think it can hit like 1 cent and all that, like just from the sheer supply it has, it's probably never going to hit 1 cent. I'm just going to say that. Like, at least in this year, I don't see that making any sense. Because at the current market cap, it's already at 13 bill. And it's not even close to 1 cent. So for it to hit 1 cent, I mean, I don't know the exact math, but I just know that that's going to be an insane amount of money coming out of nowhere for essentially a meme cryptocurrency or coin. So just one of my overall thoughts, like in short term, could this continue to increase and people make some micro gains? Of course, anything can keep going up. But what I'm saying is the downside for it to basically fall back down, it's significantly higher. And that's when most people could lose money, which I even can see it like, if you go to the 7-day right now, not much is going, trading sideways for a bit. But you can see that like if this were to drop, it's going to drop very quickly, very fast. So, I mean, right now you can even see some of the drops already. And people are buying in the dip. But, again, we'll have to wait and see. But I'm just looking at this just like a casino, like a sports betting game, where pretty much you put some money in. And if you win big. If you lose everything sort of thing. This is how I'm looking at it. But, again, do let me know your thoughts on SHIB, what you think about it. Is it even worth it at this point? Do you think this is actually going to replace Doge? Or do you think that this hype is over and there's another cryptocurrency that people are hopping on, which I've already seen? There's like 5 different cryptocurrencies I've actually seen that people are talking about. They're saying like, oh, Doge is over, Shiba is already over. So definitely let me know your thoughts on this. Definitely be super careful. These are super risky cryptocurrencies where you could lose literally 100% of what you put in. So like they say, always only put in what you're willing to lose completely, and then you should be fine. But aside from that, guys, this is my update on Shiba Inu. And definitely subscribe for more content, and I'll see you guys in the next video.